And welcome back to Poet's Corner, and I'll be reading two versions of a poem I wrote back in college. I'll be famous when I'm dead. So just remember to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get to it. Alright, and here is version 1. I spoke to an old friend of mine. I bewailed my conundrum to him like a servant who puts before his master the best of things. I assailed, I pummeled, I demanded. What can I do now to be famous as a poet and a learned man? What can I do? Honest or dishonest? Not plow the fields as a farmer or type away in dark offices like a miserable accountant? To rise above the doldrums of life like a lark. I presented him my famous epic. Too long, too proud, too thick, too old. And though he gave it praise, he said to me, no one will care for it. How wrong you are, old friend, I said. An epic like this one deserves the praises of queens and presidents. How could you denounce me so harshly when I am done with the labor I perfected? And he said, I can say nothing to dilute the truth, and I can tell you no wrong. I'd rather say it so than lie, and if it's fame you seek, the prize held in your head so high, it's best to wait after you perish. I replied, so I'll be famous when I'm dead. Sadly and slowly he nodded his shriveled head, wrinkled as a Sunday prune forgotten by the window, condemned to cringe under the sun. I said, and if I sought it elsewhere, such as something as short poems than long ones, could I then reap my reward of fame, wealth, and women? Why is winning the ultimate joy so important to you, my son? He marveled. Would any of it surrender true happiness? Were you happier when you were one, when all you had was your mother's love? If you had the recognition you lust for, would your life be any better? They would love until you turned bad, and in a condition which perfection is Darth, when your friends, the beautiful people, abandon you, would you then wish you were at home by the hearth, enjoying coffee or hot chocolate with those you love and who love you? From before you became the world's product, they accepted you. Oh, God knows very well the meaning of happiness than you. No piles of gold, heaps of silver, bales of dollars can make you a better person. This is not new, what I'm saying today, and yet foolishly loads of fortune seekers still try to make their mark at the cost of their sanity. They want to have troves upon troves of stuff, then live as honest people. But I cannot be content with nothing, I cried. I doubt anyone wants to be some sad or feeble idiot living with the regret of what might have been. I cannot accept the verdict. Would you suggest death is necessary for fame? How right you are to suggest that. And what, as I lay dying like poor old Nero before I say, what an artist the world is losing in me. Convey the message to the masses and tell it to those who persevere, then give in to pessimism. I would give in, go with what anything else goes, but we've known each other long enough that I see the glass is half full than half empty. Well, old friend, what can you say to that, sitting there silently? He only removed his thick glasses and gave me a melancholic smile. It's clear you are married to the pursuit, he said. That everybody should know and love you. When an artist, the world will gain in you, but to me, a good man has died. Not all people can be famous and then not go insane. Drink your champagne, enjoy your pleasures, and take your fill. But if you surround yourself with only the beautiful than intelligent, they will be your death. So until you realize that, I wish you the best. His white head quivered in the March sunlight as he said his words on the park bench we sat. Not a single word said. At last I broke the silence. Then it won't be, I'll be famous when I'm dead, so much as I'll be dead when I'm famous. He looked at me slowly and nodded. And here's version 2. What can I do to be famous? That's what my head is trying to figure out. I could write a great poem, but they'll be famous long after I am dead. I could compose a classical piece better than the works of Amadeus Mozart, play the grand piano like a prodigy to shame all men learned in musicology, and yet no one will care to listen to a single note. As a friend once said, it'll be better when you're dead. So until I drop 6 feet below to rest eternally, the general public will never understand. I could perhaps paint a mural beautifully, astounding than Michelangelo's in old Rome, with figures depicting the deeds of then, their flesh pure as alabaster, and yet only at home will my family appreciate its divine lines and raunchy curves. I could retell the tales of the ancients, make a film to capture the lines spoken dramatically in intricate close, but it's too expensive on all directions for me to make, and only a producer's large nose can spit out a fraction of the money I need to finance the vision I have. What must I do to be famous? I can't wait till I'm dead. Who'll read my literary works, listen to my solemn notes, watch a movie of epic proportions, view a grand painting that needs to be held by columns? What about devising a theorem to solve all of our problems? It could fix the economy, put people to work, provide opportunities, call on economists to rethink their strategy, and win me a Nobel Prize. But it seems most are content to throw attention at men like Charlie or dames like Lindsay. And the intelligent must wear a coat of humility and live only halfway in the spotlight, while the half-wit's big lust grow from public idolatry until they're fat with corruption and decayed with filth. I guess that's the downside to it. While I have fancy cars, whitewashed mansions, and drink champagne for breakfast, I will eventually lose my mind and become a casualty like those before me. I won't lie. I like my life as it is, but we only get so many years on this earth. Our lives ought to count. What can I do to leave my mark, without a doubt acquired over my life due to excess? Should I give in to temptation and go insane, or make my way and mean nothing? Well, I suppose I could, and except only a few will know it. So said once my mentor, in the end experience counts. So, I guess I'll be famous when I'm dead.